Hello. In this video tutorial, I'm going to be doing a trick that was taught to me by Sankey. He is a great magician. And this is the DVD that I learned it on. It's Sankey's Card Magic, or Sankey's Best Card Magic. It's a very great DVD. It has like 20 tricks on it. I highly recommend you getting it. It's like $10 on his website, Sankey Magic. Sankey. I think that's how you spell it. Sankey. Yep, Sankey. He's a great magician. He has a website, Inside Deception. It's a great website to check out. I really recommend you looking at it. In this trick, it's a fun trick. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so here's the performance. We have a bicycle blue deck. Alright. Standard face, no custom, no nothing. Yeah. Have you guys ever heard of the Hindu shuffle? It's where you... Sorry about that. It's where you take cards off of the top and you just drop them into the back. And it shuffles the cards. See the order, they're going to be ever so slightly different. There's other ones like the overhand shuffle. Just other simple cuts. Okay. What we're going to do is I'm going to have you say stop at any point, and then I'm going to show you your card. Okay? So, just anywhere the spectator would say stop. Alright? So this is your card. You could have said stop anywhere you wanted to, but you got this card. Alright? So they take their card. Alright? Their card is the 8 of clubs. Alright? Normally, they would be looking at their card. So yeah. Now we'll take your card and we'll place it back into the deck. Alright, it's roughly halfway, right? Right about there. Alright, square it up. And we're going to take this rubber band. It's actually a hair tie, don't worry about it though. Put it on the deck. Alright, we're going to throw it back and forth 3 times. So there's 1, there's 2, and on 3, the deck will change from blue to red. Every single card except for 1. The spectator's selected card. Alright, thank you. Alright, so here's the tutorial. For this trick, you're going to need to know a few sleights. It's called the Hindu Shuffle. It's not really a sleight, it's just a simple move. What you do is you hold the deck between your thumb and your middle finger on the bottom portion of the deck, almost as close to the edge as you can. Alright, so you hold that with that in your right hand, and with your left hand you're going to take just a chunk of cards. You're going to hold it the same way with your thumb and middle finger. Alright, and you're going to lift up to a little chunk of cards, like that, and you're going to pull it forward. Then you're going to drop it into the palm. And you're going to come over with your thumb and middle finger, and you're going to grab another little portion, and you're just going to keep running the cards down like that. Alright, and then it's going to shuffle the cards a little bit. There's ways to do false ones, where you'll like pull off the top portion, bring it lower, and then keep riffling off the top. Not riffle, but shuffling off the top until you get down to the bottom, which would actually be the top, but I'm not teaching the false Hindu shuffle, I'm just teaching the basic Hindu shuffle. Alright, so learn that. There's other tutorials on the internet, much better than that one. Now, also you're going to need to know what's called the turnover pass. So that's where you take one card and you turn over the deck. Okay, so see the deck? You take the top card and you hide the rest of the deck when you're flipping it over. You don't have to be perfect at this. With misdirection, when they're looking at their card, you'll be able to do it and no one will be looking at your hands. Just make sure it's smooth and you're not like that, because that's going to draw attention. Just do it slowly, carefully, talk while you're doing it. Make sure that you have good and proper misdirection. Alright. Sorry, I'm drinking a cup of coffee. Okay. So for this trick, what you're going to need is a deck of red bicycle cards, and 2 cards from a blue bicycle deck. Or it has to be any 2 different backs. It helps to have the faces the same, otherwise the card they get are gonna have a different face than the other ones. So it helps to have the same deck. I just like the bicycle ones because they're so simple and classic. But that's the setup. You just put 2 different backs on another deck, and then you're ready to do the trick. As you saw in the performance, what happens is you just draw attention to the backs of the deck, and then you explain briefly what the Hindu shuffle is, and you keep flashing the back of this deck, because every single time that you cut, you flip your hand up a little bit, and what that's going to do is it's going to show them the blue, rather than them seeing the red. You never show the red until the end, but you're holding a red deck the entire time. You do this because it makes them think that you're holding a blue deck when you're really holding a red deck. Just never draw the full attention to the fact that you're doing this, like that. Just casually do it every now and then. Yeah, the saying less is more definitely applies in this situation. You just want to discredit any idea of them seeing a red deck or any other color of deck. They always want to be seeing blue until the end. Okay, so for the actual trick, what happens is, for the actual trick, what you do is, I think it's called the Hindu Shuffle Force. I'm not entirely sure, but you do the Hindu Shuffle, and then when they say stop, what you do is with your right hand, you flip it over. Okay, so the top of the deck has the 2 blue cards. When they say stop, you're really just flipping over the deck to show them the top card, and you're giving them that top card. So I'll flip it over just so you see where the top card is. Alright, you talk about doing the Hindu Shuffle, and then you throw the cards on the top packet, maintaining that card. Alright, so they say stop, and what you do is you go like this, you hold the deck, and with your thumb you just push the top card forward. Alright, if you hold the deck like this, you might flash a little bit of red. The way that I hold it is, I put my pointer finger right here, and then I hold it kind of in a dealer's grip, but in my right hand. And when you push forward, you're making sure that the top card goes over your pointer finger. That way, that card stays locked. See how it's like locked right there? When I push forward, only the top card goes, nothing else. Alright, so then that's their card. They take it, and then this is where it gets a little weird, because you have this deck face up like this, and this one face down. So what you have to do is you have to like pry it over a little bit, making sure that they don't see the red. You pry it over and then drop this one there. Alright, draw attention to their card. I usually make some kind of joke about them forgetting their card and how often people forget their cards. And at this point, what I do is I bring my hands together, and I'm just getting a little break under the top card. So as I'm talking, I'll just be like, yeah, whatever, and do this. Because to the front, this doesn't really look like anything. It looks a little weird, but then after you do it, you just hold that break, and you're all set to go. What's going to happen is when you draw attention to them looking at their card, look at their eyes and make sure that they're not looking at your hands, and at that point you do the turnover pass. Okay, so you saw it flash a little bit. What the turnover pass is you get that break, okay, so you have the break, and then what you do is you take your pointer or your pinky and your ring finger, these 2 guys, woohoo! Alright, and what you're doing is you're bringing these 2 down like this. Alright, kind of like what you're doing the classic pass, where you like open it up a little bit. It's really bad, but you turn it over, and then with this hand, while you're holding the other card, so you're holding the card to give it cover, you then flip it over like that, and then you drop this card down and pull it all up. Okay, so then while you're drawing attention to their selected card, you lift up and you flip it And you don't draw any attention to your cards. You just do it when they're not looking and make it ever so slight. So you do that, and then you say we're going to return your card, their selected card, into the deck. You say stop or whatever, you just put it in however you want to put it into the deck. Make sure you don't show the bottom card because it's going to be red now. Just draw attention and be like, alright, that's about half, right? Right about there. And then push it in. Take your rubber band or whatever. I'm using a hair tie from my girlfriend. You just put it on the deck, and then you throw it, and you're going to say, alright, so we're going to do whatever. 3 is the magic number, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, I messed up. 1, 2, 3. And for that, all you're doing is you're holding the deck like this in dealer's grip, and you're just lobbing it to the right. You do that once, twice, and then on the third time, instead of holding it in dealer's grip, what you're doing is you're taking your pointer finger, alright, and you're bending it on the back, and you're pushing up. So what that does is, I don't know if you can see it, it bends the deck ever so slightly. I'm doing this way over exaggerated, but when you put a little force on it, when you open your hand, you let go with your thumb, and the deck just flips out. And it looks quite magical because it looks like the deck's changing right before their eyes. See? It's one of my favorite illusions. Anyway, so you flip over the card, or the deck, and then you take the rubber band and you fan through very slowly, saying every card in the deck is now red. Every single one, except for yours. And I just display their card. The way that I do that is, when you find their card, what you do is you hold it, you bring it up, the entire right portion, put your thumb on their card, and then bring it back down. And then that gives it a nice little display. It's really easy. And then make sure you don't show that bottom card when you're fanning through. In the end, just say every card is now red. But make sure you don't show this card because that'll completely ruin the trick. And then you hand them their card, and at this point everyone's like, wait, let me see the cards. And of course you have that blue one on the face. So look up the Gambler's Comp. It's kind of like that. And then you can hand them the cards while you're holding the other card. The way you do that is you get a pinky break on the bottom card. Okay, so I'm going to do it sideways. I don't know if I can do this or get a good angle, but what you do is you just pull that card down like that, and then you slide the entire deck down, grab it with your ring finger, and then hand the cards out. So this is what it looks like to them. It looks just like this. And you also want to turn your hand down. Not like this, because then they can see it sticking out over there, but just ever so naturally, and then you can drop your hand down to your pocket and put it away. Doesn't really matter what you do with it as long as they don't see that you have this card. And if you want to just move on and not let them see the cards, that's all fair and well. It's your decision. Alright. God bless and hope you enjoy.